etc. Okay. So, that was done by the GSAT 30, Ariane 5. Okay. And please remember, this European Space Agency, they are launching it from the French Guiana or from Kourou, the place from where European Space Agency launches in French Guiana in South America. So, this 12 C band as well as C band and X C band transponders were launched, 12 Ku band transponders were launched. So, mainly X C band for VSAT and other things, C band for general radio communication, sorry, TV channels. So, that is how it has been done, GSAT 30. Then we also launched GSAT 31. Again, GSAT 31 was launched in February 2019. It is launched by, again, it is a 2500 kilogram satellite, Ariane 5, communication satellite, again obviously fully communication. That is GSAT 31, it was in February 2019, I already said, by Ariane, so French Guiana, European Space Agency, no doubt regarding this. And this is again for only for communication satellites, sorry, communication. So, mainly the Ku band. Okay. So, basically most of the transponders were mainly for in the Ku band category, mainly Ku band transponder, that was GSAT 31. Then just before that we also launched GSAT 7A. Okay. That was launched in December 2018 by GSLV, that was launched by GSLV, I will come to that. 7A, December 2018 by a GSLV F11, we will talk about this rocket from India, GSLV F11 obviously from India, GSLV. But it is a military, and just before that, I will just come to GSAT 7A. Just before that, we also launched something called GSAT 11, again in December by Ariane, but that is the heaviest satellite we have ever launched. Okay, let me just add that also, GSAT again in December, on December 5th. 2018, this was GSAT 11, 5850 kilogram by Ariane 5. This is the heaviest communication satellite ever launched by India. Okay. GSAT 11, December 2018 is the heaviest communication satellite ever launched by India by Ariane 5, not from India, not by GSLV. Okay. So, that is the situation, and about INSAT 7A, a couple of points I would like to add, because INSAT 7A is a unique one, sorry, INSAT 1, GSAT 7A I already said It is a military communication satellite, it is a military. It is a military communication satellite. GSAT 7A is a military communication satellite. See, we have launched many remote sensing satellites for military purpose. I talked about RESAT, even Cartosat can be used for military purpose, Microsat, a series of them I told. But please remember, this is something, or even EOS, Earth Observation Satellite, please remember, which I was discussing in the previous class. All these were remote sensing military satellite, but the first and the only military communication satellite is GSAT 7A. See, we were using communication satellites for military communication also, but this is a dedicated military communication satellite primarily for Air Force, and 30% for Indian Army. Yeah, and Air Force, Navy, basically, please remember, for military basically, but especially in the extended sea region, the Navy we can say, but the aircraft flying, basically for the aircraft flying, whether it is Navy's aircrafts or Air Force word could be a slightly confusing one, but it is for the aircrafts flying, the military aircrafts, and 30% for the army. So, this helps the Air Force or rather the aircrafts, military aircrafts, to interlink different ground radar stations. To interlink ground radar stations, ground air bases, aircraft to aircraft real time control system. It will help in communicating between aircraft to aircraft, aircraft to aircraft real time control system, aircraft to aircraft real time control system, also for airborne early warning and control systems, AWACS. Airborne early warning and control system. Control aircrafts. See, those spy aircraft, even unmanned aerial vehicle, AWACS, airborne early warning and control aircraft, it may be unmanned also. So, in all these things we use for the communication purpose, we are using our INSAT 7A. So, it helps this satellite or this 7A enhances the network centric warfare capabilities. It enhances the network centric warfare capabilities. Anyway, so 7A is a dedicated communication satellite for military purpose, Navy aircraft mainly, the Navy and Air Force, and obviously for Indian Army also. So, that is how the 7A, but otherwise we have a series of other satellites, I mean GSATs. I am not getting the details now, because these are all communication satellites. Okay. GSAT before the 29, 6A, let us not get in the details of that, it is not required for us. Okay. So, I said about GSAT 30, 31, even in a GSAT 11, the heaviest communication satellite ever launched, 5,800 kilograms. Then GSAT 7A, it is a dedicated military communication satellite. Okay. So, that is about the communication satellites. Now, let us talk about the navigation satellites. I hope things are clear now. Navigation satellites, meaning how to help satellites in navigation, like and you are using your Google map, but Google Maps are using the local tower network. The what do you call the cell network or the mobile phone network. Mobile phone network using internet, they are talking about on a GIS map, okay, geographic information system. You are able to navigate from one place to another. It is called GIS, geographic information system, normal, a digital map. In that, using the mobile tower network, mobile phone network, you are, suppose there is a network is not there, GPS also, or your Google map also will not be able to help you. So, please remember this Google map which you are using in your mobile phone is fully dependent on the mobile tower networks and the internet connectivity through that, and Google map is not linked to satellite. There should not be any confusion. Google map which you are switching on in your smartphone when you travel, it has nothing to do with satellite. Please do not confuse. Satellite is not involved in it. It is only, see, using the mobile towers and the location of the mobile tower and where you are standing, and the distance from the 3 towers will help you in identifying the location and all. So, it has nothing to do with satellites. Okay. Whereas, the satellite navigation, we are using a constellation, a series of satellites launched into the space, a constellation of satellites in space are used. And the first and the pioneer in this field for using satellites for your in a navigation, the first one to be done is USA, and they named their satellite program, satellite navigation program, as GPS, Global Positioning System. They use their satellite communication as GPS, satellite navigation, and again Google Maps for online use, that is fine, but they will not tell you. Okay. So, that is not, that is, you will get a route, but they will not tell you the real time, what you call the real time traffic in the route. Okay, real time traffic, you can download it, but only the traffic, the route will be told, but traffic, and they will not reroute and all on the way, if there is no internet connection. But GPS is the name of the American program, but today for any satellite or any navigation, even in the Google, we call it a GPS. It is not GPS. GPS is only for American program, the Global Positioning System, and for that they have launched a constellation of 24 satellites in orbit. And is developed by the US Department of Defense. US Department of Defense, 24 satellites in orbit. The satellites were launched at a height of 20,200 kilometers, and it had a revolution time of 12 hours, 20,200 kilometers above, 12 hours revolution, and these satellites were launched such a way that they are at a different inclination with equator. Okay, they were placed at different inclinations. So, all 24 satellites were revolving in different inclinations, to cover the whole world. So, the principle is stand anywhere on the earth, you stand anywhere, at least you stand anywhere, at least 4 satellites will be visible. Stand anywhere, at least 4 satellites will be visible. Okay. It is launched such a way that stand anywhere in the world, at least 4 satellites will be visible. See, now just imagine, earlier what we used to say, we know where you are standing on the surface of the earth, we know its latitude, its longitude, we know the altitude of your location, and then with respect to that we used to identify a satellite or a moon or a star, and we say, oh, this is in the northeast direction or southwest direction, like that. Now, imagine the opposite. These satellites which you had launched, these satellites are in precise orbit. At any given time, its location, the satellite's location is very clear. It is launched in a precise orbit, and it is maintaining. The satellites have atomic clock. Atomic clocks are the most precise clocks. So, at a given time, the location of the satellites are perfect. Suppose at 9:35 35 minutes 28 second and maybe 0.03 microsecond or millisecond. See, atomic clocks will give such precise timing. At that time the location is very clear. So, all the satellites are fitted with atomic clocks. We know their precise location. Imagine, see, till now what is happening? You knew your location, you knew your latitude, your longitude, your altitude. You have doubts regarding, or rather from there you are trying to find out the location of the satellite. Now imagine the reverse. You know the precise location, you know the precise location of the satellite and you do not know your location. I am repeating, till now what is happening? You knew your location, your latitude, longitude, altitude you knew, and then you are trying to identify the location of the satellite. Now imagine the opposite. Satellites know their location. Now using the precise location of the satellite, it will tell you your location, or rather it is like a quadrilateral equation. See, you earlier two unknown and two equations, 2x plus 3y is equal to 10, 10x plus 18y is equal to 30. I am just giving you a crude example. If you know, if you have two such equations, we can find out x and y. So what are we not knowing right now? We do not know the latitude, the longitude or the altitude. We have doubt, we do not know the latitude, longitude and altitude, but we know the precise location of the satellites which is visible from a particular place. So using 4 equations, 3 unknowns, we can easily identify the latitude, longitude and altitude. So these, and using satellites, so what is happening is, at any location, if you are standing with a handheld receiver, using a handheld receiver, that is what the GPS machine. I do not know whether you have purchased or seen that GPS machine. See, earlier, before this Google Drive and all, we used to buy small GPS machines where it is directly connected to the satellite. Even I have purchased once. I still remember, I think in 2008-9 time, I had visited New Zealand. At that time, I saw there people using the GPS. So when I came back, I searched and I found that even in 2009, yeah, I still remember, it was not in 8, 2009. So even in India, mapmyindia.com, there was a MapMyIndia company, they were having this GPS machines. So I purchased one. So only thing required, the satellite will exactly tell you your location, but if you do not have proper GIS map inside that, then it may not be able to help you much. It may not be talking about the the traffic, the congestion and all, it will not tell, but it will tell you the route. If the GPS routes are there, if in the GPS machine, if the routes are added already, it will tell your location. So what is happening is, using a handheld receiver, you can identify your location. So you are not dependent on using the satellites above, and as I told you, using the satellites above, you can see, as I told you, any given place, wherever you stand anywhere on earth, you will find 4 satellites visible. 4 satellites will be visible at least. So it is very easy to calculate using that equations. So this handheld receiver is a mini computer. It is a mini computer. It will calculate the latitude, the longitude and the altitude. Altitude from the sea level will be clearly, it will tell you, with an error of plus or minus maybe 5 to 6 meters, not much. So you will be able to know where you stand on ground. And now the moment you are told that you are standing like this on, and you know the latitude, longitude, and if you have a map with you, you can travel to your destination. Once you know you are standing here, then it is easy for you to travel anywhere. Okay. So this GPS, the handheld receiver, is a mini computer. It will calculate your location based on the location of the satellites. I said 24 satellites in orbit in the GPS at a height of, and these satellites are, the 24 satellites were known as NavStar. Navigation Satellite Okay, navigation satellites for time and ranging. Range, exact location and time. So, that is how they named it. The American GPS satellites were on Nowstar GPS satellites, and they named as global positioning system. Using this, they are able to communicate, or they are able to locate the anybody having the receiving machine, they can receive it, and this GPS was available for civilian use also. It is a military program, but it is available for civilian use. So, it is available even in India. As I told you, I had a GPS machine in 2010, 2009-10, and we were using it. Subsequently, Google Map and all came. So, nowadays we are not using it. Most of the places we have the internet connectivity, no major problem, but at the time no internet connectivity of this nature, and we were using this GPS for communication. So, this helped us in not communication, for navigation. Communication, what is wrong? There is no communication in it. We cannot use for communicating between two places, or it can only for navigation. And not for communication. This was used, the GPS was used for even resurveying the map, for resurvey. It can be used for defense equipment. Now, if GPS is fitted with a tank or a military vehicle, it can travel. So, it will get to, you will be constantly telling that where you stand. So, you will have an idea of your location, then you can travel accordingly. Where north, if you travel, you know where you go. So, this can help in tanks and military vehicles in deserts. You need not ask anybody where you stand. And it is not linked to an internet or anything, it is directly from the satellite. So, it cannot be intercepted also. It can be used for in aircrafts, even without any ground connectivity, military aircrafts, ships traveling in oceans. For resurveying of the whole country. This can also be used for even laying roads or aligning the roads, road alignments, road rail alignments, etc. It has both military as well as civilian application. Military application means the encrypted data will be there for military, encrypted data, so that others will not be able to come to know the radio communication, but for civilian application it is freely available. Civilian application freely available. Okay. So, this is how it has been done, and as I told you, GPS was the first one. It is global coverage was there. It is an American program. Then subsequently a new global system emerged called GLONASS by Russia. Okay, GLONASS by Russia. This is the global navigation satellite system. Okay, global navigation satellite system by Russia. Okay, and by 2010,